to Weisselberg. Excuse me, I'm getting handed papers left and right. Let's go to Andrew Weissmann, who's joining us as well. Andrew, can you talk to us about the business side of things, the operating side of things?
Sure. A couple things I've noted are, in addition to, as you've been talking about, the fact that this, to the extent that there's an ongoing business, there's not only going to be Barbara Jones, a former federal judge, who's an independent monitor, who is given enhanced authority here, up to and including, if she recommends, pulling the licenses. There will also be an independent compliance officer overseeing the company. And notably, for 3 years, Donald Trump and a whole variety of entities cannot seek to have a loan from any company that is chartered in New York. To be clear, that is licensed to do business here. That is many, many banks. They don't have to be physically located here as long as they're licensed to do business here. And the judge has barred the obtaining of loans from them. So that puts a real damper on the way in which Donald Trump can seek to keep his companies afloat, because he cannot for 3 years seek that as a recourse. So I think, as Yasmin was saying, one of the ways out is to have a sale of assets as a way to get this money, or to at least be able to put up the money so that he can take an appeal. So this is really a decision that will cause a lot of pain, not just because of the number, but because of the way in which the company is restricted going forward, its limited ability to act in New York, and to basically have the lifeblood of a company which is taking out loans, since that is really necessary to so many businesses. So a very, very severe decision today from Judge Ngora.
Let me just read a little bit from the summary.